All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to talk about day three with the Nvidia GPU. Putting the 4070 back in there. This is going to be part of the whole 3 year experience. We're still checking out Avatar. Later today, I'll be jumping back over onto the AMD platform with the 7800 XT, and then tomorrow I'm going to be running the 7900 XT to do some content for Avatar. Right now, this is probably the first game. Like right now, we're just using DLSS. We're not using like the FSR3 or the frame gen or anything like that. I this is the first game that I've ran into that even with DLSS at the balanced mode is not going to provide a consistent 60 frames per second experience. Like as you could see a minute ago, we were dropping back down into the 40s. Well, it's a little bit more inconsistent. Like to get 60 frames per second on this, even including using DLSS, I did have to drop the settings. I had to go. I had to drop some settings. So overall, like image quality, even with dropping settings on this game, still looks absolutely incredible. This game just is just breaming with it's just breaming with beautiful visuals, lots of density. The fidelity in this game is higher than I think we've ever seen in a game to date. Like this is just like wow, in your face, freaking beautiful, lush environments. But the thing is like if you want to play this, I mean we're at 1440p, so if you want to play this game with max settings, and still be able to 100% get a good experience out of it. Now I'm not saying that this game doesn't need to be more optimized. I'm not saying that. I'm not like this is the second day this game's been out. I recorded this footage last night. I woke up this morning so I could make this video and bring this content to you. But right now, as it sits with a 4070, you're going to find yourself at a crossroads to where you're going to be adjusting settings to get a playable experience. Now, I did play around with that a little bit. I've gotten in here. I turned down some of the settings. Now I didn't go like super into it. I just wanted to try to get myself over. So it's what I did was I tried the low preset first, and then I uh, I jumped back in there after like because right when I got back in, I looked at the clouds and they were like fizzling out, stuff like that. So I set that a lot higher. I set like the texture details and stuff like that. I wanted to keep as much of the stuff maxed out and or set to higher levels so that we could keep some of that goodness or whatever. But I did turn down the shadow quality, some of that other stuff. Well, I left some of that other stuff kind of turned down. But this is on Ubisoft's Snowdrop engine, which is a very beautiful engine. If you played like the Division 1 and the Division 2, you know that this engine can really bring on the clutter and the world detail, and just make it look really really dense. I mean, the Division 1 and the Division 2 both are very dense looking games with really good visuals. So when we heard that Avatar was coming out in the Snowdrop, and just seeing it, I was like, yeah, dude, I want to see that. So my field of view is set at 100. Combat on this game actually feels pretty decent. I do like it so far. Really really fun to play around with this one. The gosh man, but that frame rate, I'm like, gosh dang it, man. I just want this because when I first started and I'm in the building before coming out here, when you're in the building and you're doing the escape, you're doing the escape section or whatever, you can see that the frame rate was pretty high, using FSR3 and the frame generation and all of that. We were constantly in the hundreds or over in the hundreds. So if you want to use this with Nvidia's technology right now, obviously even at balanced, you're going to be a little bit all over the place. But utilizing FSR3 and the frame generation, it made the game feel pretty good, but it kind of still felt it didn't it didn't necessarily feel 100% smooth, and that's obviously due to the fact that we are obviously due to the fact that like we're not holding above 60 frames per second, so you can kind of feel like when it goes under that, you can obviously feel like the visual you can obviously feel like the shakiness in the frame rate and stuff, and it's like, wow, man. But overall, like, you still can utilize that, and hopefully pretty soon, like the DLSS frame generation will be implemented into this game. It does say that it is supposed to be there, but it is a feature that's coming a little bit later. But here we are back into the graphics quality. We're going to go ahead and drop it to the. I think I went all the way down to low, and then I saved those settings, and then we got back in here and I checked that out. I'm gonna be doing that too. Like, if I'm gonna be testing games, going forward, like doing it on a low preset, doing it on a max preset, and then just kind of looking. But as you can see right there, the clouds started fizzling like super bad. So I was like, ooh, I don't know about that. And then, but as you can see, like, our frame rate definitely a lot better. So I was like, okay, maybe I can definitely get this to. My thought process was, all right, if I can get up to 90s or whatever, let's see what I can re-enable to get that frame rate to be above 60, but still give us a good looking. Oh yeah, wait, I think I went back to ultra, and then let's see, what did I do? Shadows, I kept those at low. I was just trying to look for stuff that was going to improve the visual quality. So we went back here and we turned the clouds back up. Left all of this right here. I think we went up a little bit on the extra streaming distance. Yes. Turn that up a little bit. Textures. Turn that back up. Destruction quality, I think I turned back up. And then tessellation went all the way back up to high. So, okay, yeah, that's what I changed on that, and then I think I played that. And this gave me a pretty much over 60 FPS experience, I believe, for out the rest of this. And then when I went to try to turn back on, another thing with this game, if you try to turn back on frame generation and you have like I have the frame counter on right now, it completely like shuts down the game because it won't let it turn it back on. If you have something like that on, you can't have any third party apps on while you're re-enabling frame generation. So is what happened was it shut down the game on me. I was trying to switch back over to FSR3 and back over to the frame generation so that I could see, how much more stable it would be, having that frame rate a little bit higher. So, and I think we went to quality. I think we went to quality on the DLSS or whatever. But yeah, out of this whole experience, for this to be like this, and to be able to utilize this card to be able to get a playable frame rate and a playable experience with this GPU. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's enough wiggle room on this GPU to get a good experience on the Avatar, but also be able to have it still look pretty dang good. Obviously we could still play around with some of the settings and get things worked out. Now right here, this part here was getting me a little bit frustrated because I was like, no, dude, I want to be able to climb the freaking walls like you can in Assassin's Creed, but nope, you kind of gotta. You got to take like the long way around and stuff like that to be able to play this game. And I was like, oh boy, so this is gonna take me a minute, man, to get through this game. And I'll probably be spending a lot of time in this game just exploring this beautiful, absolute beautiful world. But yeah, let's move on over to some of the other stuff with day 3 of being on the Nvidia GPU. It's not all just about Avatar, but we'll leave this playing in the background for the rest of this. was able to do our was able to do the game show awards. Obviously, you could see me sitting here in the in the thing. I'm able to get rid of my background. I'm able to put myself there so that I could talk to you. That's a major that's an awesome feature of the Nvidia. It doesn't look like I'm fizzling out too much right now, so that looks pretty dang good. The other things, are obviously being able to utilize, broadcast again, being able to utilize the mic suppression and stuff like that. That's been pretty good. That was always a good thing on the Nvidia GPU. So being able to come back and like have some of them features again is very very nice. I do like that. Later today, after I get off work, I'm going to be redoing. I'm going to be putting back in the AMD GPU. We're going to be testing this on the 7800 XT. We're going to be looking at like frame rate consistency. We're going to be looking at how how FSR3 looks on that, how it handles the frame generation, how it feels, stuff like that. We're going to come back to that and look at that. But I would say overall for this 4070, I kind of feel like the performance is 3080 but stronger, definitely better in the ray tracing experience. Um, it is kind of not necessarily disheartening that you would already have to lower your overall visual settings just to start, just to get a consistent experience on a new game like Avatar. But this right here, I think, is like a preview of how much more demanding visuals are going to get for these games, and just where this is going. So I think that Avatar, like just looking at this game being an open world like this, whoo man, please heaven help us. Sorry, I just woke up. My mouth is kind of dry. So I would say that we're gonna start seeing some really good looking games, and I do think that things are gonna get a lot more demanding before they get any less. So this is Avatar. This is day three with the Nvidia GPU. I definitely like it. I feel like I feel like the 40 series is definitely a better experience than what we were getting on the 30 series. It does feel a lot more stable overall. I've been able to get in there with the settings and utilize, better things. Having the AMD platform and being able to like see what I really like and figure out what I like to see in PC gaming, and then being able to go back over here to Nvidia and then being able to make that experience better for myself as well. Like this is going to be an interesting year comparing the AMD and the Nvidia experience, because I think they're both incredible, and I really do think that AMD gets a pretty bad rap for a lot of stuff when it's like yeah, dude, like if you're at Best Buy and you're looking at the GPUs right now, you've got the 4070 for $600. You've got the AMD 7800 XT for $500. Man, there's no way I could tell you honestly to take a 4070 over the 7800 XT, but right now, like once I put the 7800 XT back on Avatar, then I'll have a better understanding of like how much more powerful that is, or how much stronger that feels with this experience. But we you do have to understand that this is I mean this is actually like an AMD sponsored game too. So we will take that into consideration when we're playing around with the AMD, and then we come back, and we take a look at this. So all right, my friends, I will be fair in this whole thing. Like I do think that this is an overall playable experience, and it looks absolutely incredible with the reduction that I made with the visual quality. It still looks incredible. It still feels great to play. So right now I'm feeling pretty good about the 4070, but I do kind of feel like if games get more demanding than this, then it is going to start to suffer. But all right, my friends, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.